Assalamu alaikum. Hatabu, my brothers and sisters. On behalf of the African Free Street Festival Aunkh Awards Committee, we of Karapata, Het Pataka, have been called forth once again to mark another Aunkh Awards ceremony. Most of you by this time must know what this sacred key is all about. The sacred womb of our mother, the arms of our children, and the staff of the father. This is the old rugged Aunkh that has been despised of the world, that has returned to the hands of our elders. All of those who serve our community year after year on this stage receive this sacred key of life. And for years, I have been at my anvil with the hammer at the studio of Pata to bring forth these sacred keys for the children of the sun rising here in Amenta. You've seen our brothers and sisters walking with the sacred key. The Aunkh men and women are here. Those of us who believe that life is the greatest and the only religion. Without life, you cannot even talk about your differences in religion. So breathe with me. Taking a breath and hold it. Breathe out with me. The Aunkh man is here. That should be plain to see. Cayman Starship, Potolo down to New York City. My cosmic star mother is Ta'urt Het Heru. My cosmic solar father is Ra Aktemu, who transformed himself as Bes Kepera, rose up like a hill in the name of Ptah. The architect of heaven who fashioned the stars, fought to pap the pink dragon on the plains of Mars. I dropped Kemetic science behind the prison bars. I'm the Aunkh man. The Aunkh man. The message I bring is a simple one. Give respect for life. Stop your worship of the gun. Remember you are what you think, drink, and eat. Booze and drugs in your body makes you easy to defeat. Go to jail, leave mom and wife and babies to be victims in the street. Read and free your mind. Get off your behind. Don't let them make you into a freak. Be an Aunkh man. Be boy, be boy, be boy, be boy, be boy, be a Aunkh man. Oh, be boy, be boy, be boy, be boy, be boy, be a Aunkh man. Oh, be an Aunkh man. You too are Heru. Get busy one time, live and love the 42. Ma'at laws of right, truth, and reciprocity. Take back your ancestral morality. African first world elders of the earth should not be ruled by those to whom they gave birth, who brought the decadent age of Madonna sex and dissed the name and memory of Malcolm X, while the wicked devil wizards work their hex to twist the eye of Heru into RX at their drugstore. Got you coming back for more. Don't refill that prescription into oblivion. Heal thyself. Say no to those who plan your destruction. Be an Aunkh man. I say be boy, be boy, be boy, be boy, be boy, be boy. Hey, live for love, live for life. Don't shoot, don't cut your brother with that knife. Live for love, live for life. Don't shoot, don't cut your brother with that knife. Live for love, live for life. 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 Do it with me. We'd like to bring on now Brother Mensa Wali to give you some insight on what these elders have done to deserve receiving the key from this community. Hetepu.
Hetepu, my brothers and sisters. It's a pleasure to see you here today, celebrating with us the 22nd Annual Street Festival. On this day, we've come to present an Aunkh award to two of the members in our community who have exemplified service to our community, service to our people, young, old, and in all states of life. The first person that I'd like to mention here is a sister by the name of Esmeralda Simmons. Sister Esmeralda has been a force in our community throughout her life, but most significantly, since 1985, she's been the founder and director of the Center for Law and Social Justice. This center is on Fulton Street, right here in Brooklyn, and it services the community. It's a center that operates through Medgar College, and we are all blessed by their efforts at the Center for Law and Social Justice under Esmeralda's direction. The second person we are awarding today is Mr. Sam Penn. And Mr. Penn is presently the chairman of the board of the Fort Greene Senior Citizens Council, which is an umbrella organization that operates about 9 senior citizens and child care centers around the community. Mr. Penn is a teacher, a father, a community activist. He goes back to the day when Brooklyn Core was running strong around Brooklyn. Presently, he's teaching in Kenya. So his son is here to accept the award for him today. So again, we have to acknowledge these people that have dedicated their lives to our community, making it stronger, giving us vitality in any way they see fit. And so the African Street Festival sees fit to honor them with a symbol of eternal life, the Aunkh Award. Thank you very much.
We call forth the divine female principal, Esmeralda Simmons, to come forth and stand to receive her key.
I dedicate life to each and every one of you here on behalf of all of the African people at the Center for Law and Social Justice. It's our pleasure to be of service to you, and we will continue to be your legal advocates in our communities. Thank you.
We also have prepared for Sister Esmeralda a papyrus, the first paper made by we Nubian people in the valley of Hapi, now called Nile. And this papyrus was labored upon for days and days and days, and the colors are just right, that the classical representation of our ancient art form comes back alive again. And this was executed by Sister Rashida of Rashida Art World Unlimited. She brings forth now this divine papyrus for your witnessing and for presenting to Esmeralda Simmons. She labored over this for hours, my brothers and sisters. We're sure you'll have a chance to see it up close. It says, from the African Street Festival Aunkh Award Committee, awarded to Esmeralda Simmons because of the life of service you have brought to the African community. We Aunkh you from the four chambers of our heart, presented on this 5th day of July, 6232 ST, 1993. Now that we've dealt with this part of the Aunkh, we will ask the staff to come forth. He could not be here because he's doing some serious work in Kenya, but his representation is here in his son. Our beloved brother Sam Pin, will you step forth, please? There are two ways in which you get this key from the Shrine of Ptah. You service the community for a long period of time, your contributions are observed, and you are chosen by the African Street Festival Aunkh Awards Committee to receive these. It's a sacred honor. The only other persons that have these keys are those who have been initiated at Kera Ptah to receive and ask for their divine key of life, which they carried thousands of years ago. We are picking it up again because it belongs to us. Life belongs to us. We are life's people. Hetepu. And now will you bring forth the sacred paper with the name of our elder inscribed inside of a shen. It's an elongated symbol. They call it a cartouche. But it ain't no cartouche. Cartouche is a French word which means bullet, bullet casing. We call it shen, that which the sun encircles. So we put our name inside of the shen, the name we call the Ren, and it goes inside of the shen. And there his name, like the royalty of ancient Tawi, of the happy Nile Valley, the Nubian kingdom of the house of Cam, we present in the same classical way to our beloved brother and elder Sam Pin, whose son is receiving this. And we know that he's got a few words for us, doesn't he? You can use this one.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. On behalf of my father, Samuel Pin, who, while he's not here with us physically, is certainly, as he walks the streets, the African streets of Nairobi, Kenya, as he leads a delegation of educators and students on a summer course. I do believe that he is with us spiritually and in thought here on our African village of Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, New York. I'm sure that if he was here, he would express to Brother Mensah and Brother Mzee and the African Street Festival community his deepest and sincerest wishes and thank you.
Awarded to Sam Penn because of the life of service you have brought to the African community, we Aunkh from the four chambers of our heart presented on this 5th day of July, 6232 ST 1993. ST, you wonder what that means. We established the first and longest lasting civilized nation the world has ever known. It was called Tawi. And we celebrated a ceremony of unity called Smai Tawi. So that's what that comes from. Etepu, my brother. You guys get some brown. And now, because the health of our elders is the most important thing, we want our leaders to be preserved. Our leaders do not have the right anymore to be out of shape. Not with the information that our healers are presenting to us over the airwaves just about every day. One such healer is Queen Afua. She is the keeper of Heal Thyself, the author of the book Heal Thyself with Health and Longevity, and she's keeper of the temple of Nebt-Het within the sacred order of Het Pataka. We'd like to bring her on to present to you a few words on health in behalf of our elders and our leaders, and to present her sacred book to the recipients. Queen Afua.
Hetepu, brothers and sisters, and to our elders particularly, I wish you health and longevity. I've written a book for you because I love you and because it's our time as a people to rise up and to not be with disease. Disease is unnecessary when we live as our ancients, natural. We are all healers. We were very much into the herbs and live foods and fruits and vegetables, things that were natural, and we were not with all the disease. So to my elders, we want longevity for you. And so I present you the book, Heal Thyself, that I've written for health and longevity. And as well as my son Ali is holding my clay that I've worked from my healing laboratory, which is good for our elders for any aches and pains that ails them. So to you, I give you love.
You want to take it over to them? Go ahead. You go out and you be sure you get a copy of Heal Thyself. They're closing the hospitals. Have you got the hint? It's back to Grandma's recipes, which is preserved by our healers. Whether we like it or not, we've got no choice. It's purify or perish. And we've been asking slaves for freedom too long. The road to freedom is through purification of our body temple. Queen Afua says, liberation through purification. Let me hear you say it. Liberation through purification. Liberation through purification. Come on, let's hear that. One more time. One more time. You've got it. You cannot ask dirty people to free you from anything. They've got work to do on themselves. We give thanks and praise, my brothers and sisters, to be here. We'd now like you to, before we give our final energy to these Aunkh Award recipients today, to take a silent moment for one Aunkh man, our brother Sun Ra, who received his key here, my brother. In 1987, on this stage, this inside stage, Sun Ra received his key. Sun Ra has now departed and is on the boat of Ra. And the last thing they gave him before he went was the key. They put it on his chest, and my brother told me that at the funeral, where did it take place? Come on, Mensa, tell them about what happened.
Sun Ra was buried in Birmingham, Alabama, the place where he landed when he came to the planet Earth. And he departed from there. And we were told that things were rather somber on the day of the funeral. But when the key was placed on his chest, the whole place lit up, and Birmingham celebrated the life of Sun Ra. So we know he's in the right place in space.
So we'll have one moment of silence now in behalf of our beloved brother on the boat of Ra. We'd like you now to place your left foot forward. We ask you to come to center stage, my beloved brothers and sisters. Next, we ask you to lift your arms in the gesture of praise, palms out. This is just the way you'll find it on the temple walls, my brothers and sisters. And now, I want you to chant this ancient African word for life eternal, and to give to these elders who've been serving this community and ourselves the power of the sound, our sound of life. A sound older than Om. We want you to Hesi with us. Hesi is the ancient word for chant in Mtu Inter, which they call Metunete. Is that the best you can do? Come on now. One more time, give these brothers and sisters some energy. You've got energy, come on. Your arms are falling. Try it for half an hour. Come on now. Let's go. Lift it up. Raise it up. You've got life, don't you? Raise your life up. There you go. That's better. Hetepu, now raise this ship and fly into other way, brothers and sisters. Hetepu. Amasu en pa enter. Sauk su en pa enter. Au tu au maketi pahar. Give yourself to the one most high. Keep yourself daily for the one most high. and do it tomorrow just as you do it today. Hetepoo.
We'd like to thank Brother Shamaz and the Studio Patah for their support every year in designing the Aunkh Awards and helping us to present a very unique way of saying thank you to our community leaders.